U.S. Defense Secretary Leon Panetta called on Israel to negotiate with the Palestinians and restore ties with Egypt and Turkey, and warned it was becoming increasingly isolated in the Middle East. Panetta made the comments to reporters traveling on his plane as he headed for Israel Sunday night. On Monday, he met with Israel's Defense Minister Ehud Barak, where he criticized Congress's decision to freeze funds to the Palestinians in response to its refusal to engage in direct talks with Israel and instead submit a request for statehood recognition. In a joint press conference with Barak, Panetta said, "Now is not the time to suspend the transfer of funds," adding that both Israel and the Palestinians gain from the aid transfer. Panetta is also scheduled to meet with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and later with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas. Israeli leaders condemned the burning of a mosque in the Upper Galilee village Tubas Zugaria overnight Sunday by unknown assailants, saying it contradicts Jewish values. Speaking of the incident to reporters on Monday, President Shimon Peres declared the incident, which occurs between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, should be condemned. Such acts, he said, sabotage ties between Israel and its neighbors and observers of different religions who dwell in Israel. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was outraged over the incident, saying such acts violate the values of the State of Israel, in which freedom of religion and worship are supreme values to be upheld. Netanyahu called on Yoram Cohen, head of the Shin Bet, to act quickly and detain those responsible. On Monday morning, police said they had arrested a number of suspects. Earlier in the day, village residents clashed with security forces, set tires on fire, and threw stones at police. Police said they would beef up their presence at Muslim holy sites in the coming days to prevent further attacks. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was forced to postpone the government's vote on the Trachtenberg Committee recommendations after failing to convince a majority of ministers to accept them. Netanyahu ended the government meeting on Monday night without holding a vote on the matter and said discussions on the committee's recommendations would be discussed at next week's meeting on Sunday. Prior to the meeting, he reportedly met with a number of ministers for one-on-one meetings in an attempt to convince them to support the committee's recommendations. Earlier in the day, Netanyahu said he would go ahead with it, despite initially stating plans to postpone the vote for another time. He said the Socioeconomic Forum of Ministers would discuss the recommendations and possibly add additional changes if needed. The Prime Minister praised the committee's recommendations, saying they will change Israel's national priorities and implement changes that will benefit Israeli citizens. At the same time, Netanyahu stressed the need to act responsibly in order to avoid economic collapse. Iran's President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad said that the West created Israel so it could exert control over the Middle East. He added that the establishment of Israel was a heinous historical crime. The Iranian president made the remarks at the Intifada conference held in Tehran on Sunday and attended by representatives from more than 20 countries. Israel has become sanctified by the West, and any criticism, he said, against it is considered tantamount on terrorism. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei rejected the Palestinian statehood bid, saying that such a move accepts the existence of Israel and will leave a cancerous tumor that would constantly threaten security in the Middle East. Belgian singer Natacha Atlas, also a former Goodwill ambassador at the United Nations Conference Against Racism 10 years ago, has decided to boycott Israel by postponing a concert that she was scheduled to give in December. Informing organizers by email of her decision, Atlas said that she would have liked her Israeli fans to fight apartheid with peace, but decided that postponing her visit would be far more effective. Israeli producer Lior Kameli confirmed he had received notification to cancel the singer's concert that was to have taken place on December 3rd. Kameli said he regretted Atlas's decision and said that those who already bought tickets for the performance would receive their money back. Atlas, earlier this year, dedicated a song to the Egyptian people for the uprising that led to the ousting of former President Hosni Mubarak.